Hello guys, today's going to be a short video. I just found this PDF and I found it really interesting from the Arch Wiki, and it's basically Nvidia's Wayland roadmap of 2024, and it's really interesting. So yeah, let's see what's going on here. So in the first page it says Nvidia Wayland roadmap, Nvidia team. So it possibly is a thing that the Nvidia team created. So yeah, I'll go over these because these are really important issues that they had, and I'll show you what exactly they fixed, and yeah, we can get right into it. So recent features and fixes. So these are the fixes that they did during the year, and these are really essential, because if you didn't know, back then, like back in 2023, early 2024, like even in the middle of 2024, Nvidia was basically almost unusable on xwayland. So yeah, the reason for that was explicit sync. Without explicit sync support, the screen actually went black, so it flickered all around. Before that, it also rendered the frames backwards, so that was really bad. So as we can see here, it's finally landed. So in 2024, around like June, the 555 version of the Nvidia driver released, and we got explicit sync. It was not perfect at first. I mean, the explicit sync was perfect, but the whole driver version had a lot of bugs, which are since then fixed, and if they're not fixed, they'll be fixed in future driver releases. So yeah, let's go on to it. So GL, native, and xwayland, Vulkan supported. Really nice. Contributed Mutter and xwayland, Linux DRM sync OBG v1 implementations, and they're continuing to work on reported issues. So if you have issues, report to them, and they will work hard to fix it if that issue is due to the Nvidia driver. So EGL on Wayland, xwayland. Alright, so EGL is a GL binding API on Wayland, and they enabled it on xwayland. NVFBC support Wayland through XDG desktop portal. HDR. HDR was also fixed, and most recently we also have a variable refresh rate. So that's G-Sync or FreeSync. I mean, FreeSync works because it's an AMD thing, but if you have a FreeSync compatible monitor, it may as well also support G-Sync. So yeah, if you have a FreeSync monitor, you do have variable refresh rate. So upcoming work, as per this roadmap, they have ramping up our internal Wayland testing, so they're going to be testing Wayland, looking forward to support HDR color pipeline, DRM UAPI, so HDR is going to get better. They're going to, the limitations that conflict with Nvidia hardware are going to be resolved. DRM vendor properties will be exposed soon, and interested in internal display muxing on Wayland. So when your laptop, this is going to be really essential for laptops, because a lot of issues exist that the muxer, or like the Optimus chip, doesn't even, like, it doesn't know what to do when there's a load. Sometimes it gets confused and it doesn't realize that it's in a load. This will hopefully fix it, because it's really bad. I hate that problem. And compositors need to support multi-GPU scan-out in order to implement, so we're going to wait for stuff like Kwin, Mutter, and whatever else to support those until the Nvidia drivers actually get a go on to support it. And Daniel Datap's XDC, I don't know what that is, but anyway. This is also a really good thing. NVIDIA DRM, FBdev1, and MotSet1 kernel module parameters are enabled by default. I'll go to show what it was like afterwards, and what you had to do, and Nvidia settings on Wayland staying read only. I think they have fixed it with at least parts of it with the new drivers 570, but we'll see. And problems encountered: remote desktop. Oh yeah, I mean Chrome remote desktop, I used it like the first 2 months of Linux. You had to like actually sign out, and then it had to go into another session which was specifically made for it, and then I don't know, it's just bad. And ease of use is very compositor dependent. Window management controls, animating window, resizing, minimizing, maximizing, etc. not easy or possible. Potential solutions: ydo tool, kdo tool, and etc. Is there a need for this in the community? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Anyway, and they do want your feedback. They want you to report your issues. They want you to tell them what's wrong with your experience of Wayland, and yeah, you can reach them out. You can reach out to them on XDC and Nvidia forums. So if you don't know, I'll have Nvidia form linked down below with video. So yeah, that's basically it. I'll just go ahead and show you what I mean by the issues that really impacted a lot of people. Okay, so the flickering started happening with the driver version 545. So yeah, I'll just show you really quickly what I mean. Here's Euro Truck Simulator as an example. Sorry for people who experience seizures, but this is going to be quite hard for you to watch. As you can see, it's flickering really badly, and this is normal for anything above 545 and lower than 555 on Wayland. Yeah, this is exactly what I experienced for a year, and don't think that other games didn't have the same issue. For example, this game, which is GTA, flickered so bad, and it actually didn't even record it on OBS. No idea why, but yeah, it's just frozen just like so. And here we go, Quake as well, it didn't record. It was also flickering. So I was forced to use 525, which rendered frames backwards on Wayland for a year. And yeah, it was quite a bad experience. But before I was using Wayland. Where is it? Yeah, here. And this was actually, it's not visible because the frame rate is pretty high, but sometimes it would render frames backwards. And yeah, it was like it was like a micro stutter, but like a little different. So yeah, glad that it's finished now. And now let's get to the other issue that a lot of people, I mean, it's not an issue, it's just inconvenience. So the other issue we had was regarding the kernel parameters. So if we go into bootloader entries arch.conf, which is my arch bootloader config file, we're going to see a lot of Nvidia stuff. DRM modset equals 1, DRM FBdev equals 1, and this one is an Nvidia NVReg enable GPU firmware. Yeah, this is the so on Turing and higher, this is still an issue on KDE. I don't know why. I just realized 2 days ago. But these two, you don't have to actually enable them like this because they're enabled by default. So both of these are on. I still do them because, I mean, why not? I mean, it's not even a problem, it's just there. It's not going to change anything, so yeah, I just didn't bother removing them. And yeah, that's basically this thing. So setting up Arch, for example, where you have to actually do all of this stuff, or maybe another distro like Gen 2 or something that you customize yourself, it doesn't do everything for you. I think you're going to be good without actually enabling these, and you're going to be good running Wayland without those enabled. So yeah, let's get on to the next one. Well, internal display muxing on Wayland. This is self-explanatory. It's an issue on laptops. If you are a laptop user and you have noticed like stuff running on the iGPU, if you've ever thought about like why your game's running slow and posted something on Reddit or some other board which helps you do Linux stuff, they have asked you to actually go for Nvidia SMI. Just a sec. And what Nvidia SMI is, it just shows you all the processes that actually are running on the GPU. And usually when you're a laptop, some of these processes don't run on the Nvidia GPU, so it's more power efficient. So the GPU parks itself. And then when you actually have something really intensive, and if it's configured correctly, it has to actually utilize that GPU. But for some reason, it doesn't. And that's exactly what they are trying to fix. And that's really good. As a person who also uses it as a laptop, and as a person who helps a lot of people who are using laptops, this is really, really essential for me. I mean, yeah, it's an inconvenience and I hate it. So yeah, there we go, that's another thing. I personally don't have an HDR display, so I can't comment on this, but it's also good. Yeah, it's not bad, that's all I say. As for Nvidia settings, I really don't use it all that much because, of course, it's basically unusable. Not unusable, but there's no reason to use it. You can't really do anything. Really recently, you can actually like change your clock speeds and stuff like that, change your fan controls. But for that, I really recommend Lact, because this is a lot better than anything you can do with Nvidia settings. Now, this would have been a better Nvidia settings control panel, but I mean, you can't really wish for too much. The state of Nvidia on Linux, as much as people say it's good, it still has its better weak points. So yeah, if you're using Nvidia on Linux, you have to be careful. If my local market had a lot of cheap AMD GPUs, I would have never went the Nvidia route. So yeah, that's basically all there is to it about this document here they wrote. Go report your bugs to Nvidia. If you have any, go report them on the forums. I'll have them linked down below. And yeah, have a nice day, and we'll see you next time. Bye!